Hi, this is Lady C, and in the upcoming lesson, I'm going to show you how to work with my top 3 PowerPoint drawing tools: the text tool, the line tool, and the rectangle tool. But first of all, what I'm going to do is start with the text tool. And I want to call your attention to the screen. You see these placeholders on the screen? There's one that says click to add title, because all you have to do is go in here and just click and start typing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to the internet and I'm going to get me some sample text. And I'm just going to highlight some text here on the screen. And I'm going to just copy it onto my clipboard and paste it into my PowerPoint presentation. And you're going to notice that the text that I put in here is doing a word wrap. So this is what makes these templates so nice when you're working with PowerPoint. You don't have to think about what you're doing when you're typing in your text. But let's just say you don't want to use this. Maybe you're just working with a blank canvas at the moment. So let's just say, for the sake of this exercise, we're going to clear this board. And now I'm going to go to Insert, Text Box. And I'm going to click my mouse right there on this canvas. Now, if I go back to the internet and get some more text, I'm going to get this whole paragraph right here. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard. And I'm going to go back into PowerPoint. And I'm going to Control V to paste it. Now, what you're noticing here is there is no word wrap. When I pasted this text into the document, it is just one long string of text going off to the right. So this is definitely not what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Control Z to undo this. Or you could have went up to the toolbar and chose the undo button at the top. Okay, now, so I don't want to do this at all. I don't want to just go up here and click on the Insert Text Box and then have to go through that again. In fact, I'm going to go back to the Home tab just for a second, and I want to just show you that you could have also gone up here in the drawing tools and grabbed the text box from there too. So I'm going to do that this time. Click on the A, the text box, and this time I'm going to identify my boundaries and where I want the text to word wrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag my mouse to the right as far over as I want it to go, and then I'm going to release the mouse. And now you're going to see a blinking bar in a placeholder. So I just created my own placeholder. And when you're working with Windows, the last thing that you copy to the clipboard remains on the clipboard until you copy something else or you close out of Windows. So I'm going to go ahead and Control V like Victor again. And voila, here you have my sample text showing up on the screen, and it is word wrapping. So this is how you would work with the text tool so that you don't get so frustrated when you're trying to, get word wrap working and it's not working for you. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and remove the text from the screen. Next, we're going to work with the line tool. And I'm going to go straight up here to the drawing tools, and I'm going to go ahead and grab that diagonal line. And watch what happens when I click on the canvas. See my line? It's diagonal. If I go back to the line again, but I don't want to draw a diagonal line, I want to draw a straight line. And it's like, it's not going straight enough for me. I can't get it to go straight enough. I'm drawing this line, but it's not going straight. Okay. There's a couple of things about the line tool I want to tell you. And all of these tools, they kind of work the same way. But I'm just using the line tool for this exercise. You notice how you go to the line tool, you click on it, you put a line on the screen, and then you can't get another line until you go back up there and click on it again. Well, you could actually go to the line, point to it, right-click, and then choose Lock Drawing Mode. At that point, this line tool is going to stay on the screen until you hit the escape key to unload it from the cursor. Okay? So I'm going back for the line tool again, right-click on it, lock the drawing mode, and I want to draw a few more lines. This time I'm going to show you how to draw a straight line. But this time what we're going to do is when you begin to draw your line and it doesn't go straight, simply hold the Shift key on the keyboard and notice how it makes that line go straight. And if I keep on drawing it out, then it continues to go in a straight line. All you have to do when you're done is release the mouse and then release the Shift key. And of course, because I chose the lock mode, my cursor is still loaded with the line tool, so I can continue drawing any line I want to draw on the screen. Okay? So that's how you work with the line tool. And I'm going to press the escape key on the keyboard so that I can unload the line tool. And now I want to get rid of all of these lines on my screen. And so instead of me undoing every action, I'm just going to choose Control A on the keyboard. It's going to select all of the lines. And now I can just choose Delete on the keyboard. And finally, I'm going to show you how to work with the rectangle tool. So we're going to go over here to the drawing tools. We're going to choose the rectangle. And I'm going to click on the canvas. And I don't know if you're noticing this or not, but whenever you have an object selected, whether it's a line, a rectangle, word art, or whatever, when it's selected, the format window becomes available at the top of the screen. I'm not really going to talk about any of these colors, but I'm just letting you know that there is a format window associated with all of the objects. Once I click off of the object, notice how the toolbar goes back to normal. Okay? So just in case you were wondering what was going on there, that's a bonus tip for you. Okay, so now I would like to make 3 boxes, and I want them to be identical. So I don't want to draw 3 independent boxes. What I want to do is I want all of my boxes to be the same. So I'm going to just work with this one box, and I'm going to make it about the size that I want all the boxes to be. And of course, I think I'll go ahead and change the color as well. I'm going to make it a yellow box. I'm going to change the shape outline and make it black. I'm going to make my line be a little bit thicker. Okay, so I'm just kind of like doing some things to this box so you can see that it looks really different from what we started out with. Okay, so now I'm all ready to create 2 more identical boxes just like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this object and I'm going to press Control D to duplicate one time and Control D to duplicate a third time. So now you're going to notice that I've got 3 identical boxes on the screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something because I want to align these boxes. And I'm going to kind of like get them all out of order. I'm going to put one of them kind of close to the other one so that they, like you can see how they are. Okay. So let me just smooth these out just a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all 3 boxes. So I'm going to just take my mouse and I'm going to draw what I call a marquee around these 3 boxes. I'm going to make sure that when I draw my marquee, it's around all my boxes so that when I release my mouse, notice how they're all 3 selected. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top right-hand corner to align these boxes. Click on the drop down next to Align, and the first thing I want to do is distribute them horizontally. Okay? So I'm going to choose that. And now notice how that middle box kind of moved and kind of jumped over a little bit because now these boxes are horizontally aligned. And the last thing I want to do is go to Align and I want to align them by the top. So now I'm going to choose Align Top, and now they're all together. I can move these over just a little bit. So now they're all the same box. They've been aligned horizontally, and I've aligned them by the top. So I'm just kind of giving you some ideas on how to work with PowerPoint's drawing tools, because once you learn how to use these in one application, it's universal. So if you're working with Canva or other graphic type applications, all of these drawing tools have something in common. You learn them in one place, you can use the technique in another place. So this is just a quick tip on how to work with PowerPoint's drawing tools. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button.